Hello?
Hey.
Hey.
How are you doing?
Good, how are you? Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm Amy. Today I have a book haul for all of you. These books all specifically came from the semi-annual library sale that my local library branch hosts, where I was able to buy a whole slew of books from all different genres, children's books, middle grade books, nonfiction for, I think I have like almost 20 books here that I bought for $22, so super great deal. But if you're interested to see the books that I did pick up, then go ahead and keep on watching. Alrighty, as usual with my videos, these books are in no particular order, so we're just gonna jump right in. The first book that I have here for you all, I have read. It's been years and years since I've read it. Probably 11 years since I read it last, and that is Lovely Bones by Alice Sebold. This is a very popular adult thriller book about a young girl who gets murdered and is then looking down from heaven at her family and how they deal with this tragedy in their lives. And this book spooked me then, and I'm sure it would spook me now as the movie did that I watched within the last couple years or so, but I just figured I needed this book on my shelf, so for $1 I figured I should pick it up. The next book I have here is a book I'm very, very excited to read, as Mercedes from Mercy's Bookish Musings does recommend it, and that is The Particular Sadness of Lemon Cake by Amy Bender. And this is the story about a little girl who can taste emotions in food. So the person who cooked them, she can taste their emotions as they made it. And that just sounds interesting, and it's about her learning about her life and her parents and just growing up. And I love coming of age stories, and this little modern fantasy element to it just sounds really, really interesting. So, or magical realism, that's the word I'm looking for. Get with it, Amy, come on now. Pick that one up. I picked up a fantasy book, and that is The Magicians by Lev Grossman. Grossman, sorry guys, I don't know. This book is the first in a trilogy about 20-somethings who end up at a college that have to do with magic, but it's not like Harry Potter in the sense where it's this own little world. It's very mundane and rather ordinary from the way the synopsis describes the book. Matthew from Matthew Sharapa, when I mentioned that I got this book, said he loves this series. The first book is a bit problematic, but apparently the series gets way better after that, and I've heard the same thing from Sam from Thoughts on Tomes. So really excited to pick this book up too, because it's been a while since I read anything with any magic in it. Here are a handful of middle grade books. The first being Because of Winn-Dixie by Kate DiCamillo. I honestly picked this book up because this was my sister's favorite book as a child, and I never read it. And I don't really know what it's about, other than it's about a little girl, I think, growing up in the South with a dog. Not a great description at all, but it is a Newbery Honor book, and I remember it being very popular when I was young. So I figured for 25 cents, I should add it to my collection and read it. The next middle grade book is The Thief Lord by Cornelia Funk. This book was so popular when I was young, and I think I owned a copy. I don't know what happened to it, and I'm pretty sure I never read it, but it's about two orphaned boys. Orphaned boys? Oh, they are escaping from a cruel uncle, and they are adopted by the Thief Lord in Venice, Italy, and that just sounds like a really fun book. And like I said, I remember this book being so popular when I was young. And I think this is the last middle grade book I picked up, and that is The Day Joni Frankenhauser Became a Boy by Frances Lantz. And I looked this book up while I was at the library sale, and this book just explores gender specifically for children and what it means for them, because this story is about Joni, who when she switches schools, the A in her name for Joan turns into an H from a mistype, and she just goes with it and pretends to be John because she's very much a tomboy, but her mom very much wants her to act like a little girl. And I think that conversation sounds great, especially in the context of a middle grade novel, and so I'm so excited for this one. If you guys have read this one, let me know what your thoughts were on it, because there seemed to be a lot of opinions when I looked this book up. I picked up, oh, I just about knocked my books everywhere. I picked up Sebastian Barry's On Cannon's Side, which is told from my phone is ringing because my husband has the worst timing. Give me a second. Alrighty, where was I? Sebastian Barry's on Canon's side. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. I recently read Days Without End and really enjoyed it, and the more time I've spent away from it, I think I've learned to love it more, or like thought about it enough that I like it more. But this is told from first person of an older woman who is looking back on her life and how her life affected others and how their lives affected her. And I always really enjoy books like that. Books like A Tree Grows in Brooklyn, Someone, just books that tend to be slow paced, but really look at how a person's life is impacted by whatever things they decide to discuss. So I hope that I really like this book because his writing style grew on me and I want to give it another shot. I managed to find this itty bitty short little novel called We the Animals by Justin Torres. This is a book about three brothers and their love for each other and what it's like to live in a chaotic house with three boys. And I really enjoy family stories and books that deal with raw emotion and realistic views on what families can be like. And so I'm really excited about this one for really no explicable reason. So I picked that one up. I got a very popular graphic novel for my husband because when I saw this for $2, I decided there's no way I'm gonna find this book cheaper anywhere else. And that is V for Vendetta by Alan Moore, David Lloyd with Steve Whitaker and Siobhan Dodds. It's V for Vendetta, so I'm not gonna describe to you guys what this book is about because I feel like it's self-explanatory because it's such a popular graphic novel and such a popular movie. My husband already started it and very appropriately started it on the 5th of November. So that was the first graphic novel I got. Let's see, I'll just grab the second graphic novel that I picked up as well for Aaron. It's on the bottom though, hence why I'm out of frame. So sorry about that. And that is Amulet by Kazuo Kibushi. You probably pronounced that wrong. And this is book one, The Stonekeeper. I really know nothing about this book other than a lot of people really seem to like it. And so, like I said, it was $1. So Aaron really loves his graphic novels and he's more likely to sit and read with me, which I love when he does that, if he has a graphic novel. So I'm just gonna stockpile his graphic novel collection so that he'll sit and read with me. But I could potentially read this one too because I actually really like the art style in it. It's very simplistic, but the colors are fun, but muted, and I'm intrigued. I'll just put it that way. I know nothing about it, but I'm intrigued. And I found a Steve Martin novel, and as many of you know, I really enjoyed, I forgot what the book is called. I'm gonna turn around and peek. Shop Girl. Don't know why I forgot it, by Steve Martin, like I said. And when I found An Object of Beauty, a novel by Steve Martin, I was like, I really have to have that book. And so this book is about a young woman who is an up-and-coming socialite in the art world in New York City in the 90s. My dog just scared the crud out of me. Holy cow, Loki. No, leave the kitty alone. Okay, we're just gonna keep going. My heart is pounding 1,000 miles an hour. Whew. Anyway, but it's a story about a girl, and I just really enjoyed Steve Martin's writing style. The storyline itself doesn't particularly draw me in, but I did enjoy Shop Girl so much I wanted to read more of his books. And this book is also sprinkled with, let's see if I can find some images, which I'm also excited about because I've come to enjoy and appreciate art more as I've aged, and I think that this would be a good one. So pick that one up. I picked up a Ron Rash book called The Cove, purely because I heard Russell from Ink and Paper blog haul a book by him called Serena, and if Russell's reading a book by a certain author, then I need to find that author as well. And this book is called The Cove, which is about a young woman who everyone in her town thinks is a witch and really is waiting for her life to begin until this young mute man shows up in their town, and sounds like a love develops, but there's secrets and all kinds of stuff. So honestly, I saw Ron Rash and thought of Russell, who's like, I've heard really good things about this guy. And I just picked it up. So another book I know absolutely nothing about other than people really like it, and I knew my local bookstore was doing this for their book club of the month. Totally missed the book club. I've never gone, but I should, and it's done anyways. And they picked this book that month. This book for this month, and that is Gilead by Marilyn Robinson, which won the Pulitzer Prize. And I think it's about a town and families and people. Wonderful description, Amy. Star booktuber here. But again, it's inexpensive and it sounded good because other people say it's good. So I picked it up. I bought a book. You guys, are you ready for this? I bought a book that has a movie cover / TV show cover, but I actually don't hate it, which is shocking to me. And that is The Man in the High Castle by Philip K. Dick. And this is basically a science fiction-esque story about what would have happened if the Nazis had won. And they have taken over America, and slavery is legal, and Jews are still being prosecuted, and it sounds so interesting. I really don't have a desire to watch the show, but the book sounds great. And so I bought it. I also found, are you guys ready for this? A Sarah Waters book that has got some water damage, but you know that doesn't bother me. And this is Fingersmith, which from what I gather, it's about a young girl who is raised in this orphanage where the fingersmiths basically is another word for thieves, and she ends up with trying to help this man seduce this woman, I believe. But I think, is there an LGBTQ storyline in this? I'm kind of getting that vibe, but I'm not sure. You should tell me. Anyway, excited to give her a shot as I've never read her before. We're almost there, guys. Where am I at on video-wise? 11:40. Okay, we gotta keep going. And this is the one nonfiction book that I got, and that is The Happiness Project by Gretchen Rubin. And this book is, as the little blurb on the front says, or why I spent a year trying to sing in the morning, clean my closets, fight right, read Aristotle, and generally have more fun. And this book is just about trying to find happiness and what we need to do to actively be happy and our attitudes and whatnot. And I really enjoy books like this, and I've heard good things about it. So it is a #1 New York Times bestseller. So that's sometimes a good sign. Anyway, for $1, it's the theme of this video. For $1, I bought it. And I'm joking. I got The Secret Life of Bees by Sue Monk Kidd, and this is about a young girl whose mother was killed in an accident, and they abruptly have to move for some reason, and they move in with these 3 black beekeeping sisters, and it's just a story about them. And I think it's a movie now. Is it a movie now, guys? I think it is. I'm terrible with movies. Have you figured that out yet? But pick this up because I've always thought about this book, and a good deal. It's a good deal. So I bought it. And my last adult book is a mystery book that I really know nothing about, other than I bought the second book of the series from the little section of the library that's always set up for books that you can buy, but it was the second book of the series. I've said that twice now. And that is Shelley Gray's Secrets of Sloane House, a Chicago World Fair mystery. And I like the cover, and I don't read a lot of mystery, but these books seem to pique my interest, and I'd like to give them a shot. And world fairs are also really interesting to me. Ever since I went to Paris and learned about the world fair that happened there with the Eiffel Tower and such, they intrigue me. So I picked that book. Now, only a few more books to go, and I'm going to try and go really fast because my video is getting long, and I'm trying not to do that anymore. I bought 2 board books, both funnily enough, about penguins. And the first one is And Tango Makes 3 by Justin Richardson and Peter Parnell, illustrated by, it's all bunged up, Henry Cole, which is just about a little baby penguin named Tango. Why not? I love board books for whatever weird reason. And the second one is Baby Penguins Everywhere by Melissa Guyon. And it's about this penguin that likes to spend time alone until he finds a bunch of baby penguins. And baby penguins are pretty damn adorable. So I picked that up. And my stack here of children's books. The first is Goodnight Gorilla by Peggy Rathman. This is a very popular children's book that has minimal words, but it's just about the zookeeper putting the zoo to sleep and the gorilla kind of being naughty about it. And another popular children's book, Olive the Other Reindeer by J. Otto Siebold and Vivian Walsh. And it's about a little dog that wants to be a reindeer. And it's cute, and I'm excited about Christmas. And this one, which is Dog Days of School by Kelly DiPucchio, who has written one of my favorite children's books called Gaston, and Brian Biggs, which is about a dog that goes to school. I love dogs and I love school. Sounds like the perfect book for me. And the last book on my haul, whatever, is A Mountain of Friends by Kirsten Schoen. And the cool thing about this book is this little penguin wants to fly, and so his friends decide to help him. But all of the pages of this book go like this. Well, not all of them. Like half of them go like this. And they're trying, oh, I went the wrong way, guys. like this. And so they all stack on top of each other so that he can fly. How cute is that? And the illustrations are great as well. There you have it. There's my super long, chatty book haul in which I got some super awesome deals for some super awesome books. So if you guys have read any of these books and you think I should pick them up now, then let me know. Or if you're interested in a buddy read with any of these books with me, let me know. If you just want to say hi and let me know. But if you guys like this video, please like it. And if you loved it, please subscribe. And we'll see you in my next video. Happy reading. This isn't all the books. I can't hold up all the books. No superhuman.